The diner was quiet that evening, the kind of quiet that feels heavier than silence. Rain tapped softly against the window, streaking the glass with restless lines as if the sky itself couldn't hold back its emotions. Inside, the warm glow of hanging lamps created a small pocket of comfort against the cold world outside. At the far end of the diner, a man sat alone in a booth, shoulders slightly hunched, staring into a bowl of soup that had long since stopped steaming. His name was Daniel, a single father who had learned the hard way how loud loneliness can life hadn't gone the way he once imagined. A few years ago, he had a family, laughter filling his home, a partner who shared his burdens. But now it was just him and his 6-year-old son, Noah. Every day was a battle balancing work, parenting, and the quiet ache of everything he had lost. Tonight he had left Noah with a neighbor so he could clear his mind, but even here in this small diner, the weight followed him. Daniel lifted his spoon, but before he could take a bite, he felt a small presence beside him. He turned his head and saw a little girl standing near his table. She couldn't have been more than 6 or 7 years old. Her blonde hair was slightly messy, and she clutched a worn teddy bear tightly against her chest. Her eyes were glossy, as if she had been fighting back tears for a long time. She hesitated, then leaned in just enough so her voice wouldn't carry across the room. "Mom says we can't afford food today," she whispered. For a moment, Daniel didn't respond. Not because he didn't hear her, but because he did. And those words hit something deep inside him. He saw Noah in her, those same innocent eyes, that same fragile hope children carry even when the world starts to let them down. Daniel slowly set his spoon down. "What's your name?" he asked gently. "Lily," she replied, her voice barely above a breath. He glanced around and noticed a woman standing near the counter trying to look busy but clearly watching them. She looked exhausted, her face pale, her hand covering her mouth as if she was holding back something, shame, fear, maybe both. Daniel understood that look. He had seen it in the mirror more times than he could count. "Sit down, Lily," he said softly, sliding slightly to make space in the booth. She hesitated again, glancing back at her mother, who gave the smallest nod, almost reluctant, almost defeated. Lily climbed into the seat, still clutching her teddy bear. The waitress approached, her expression already softening as she sensed what was happening. Daniel didn't make a big scene. He didn't ask for attention. He simply ordered another bowl of soup, a sandwich, and a warm drink. "For both of us," he added. Lily's eyes widened slightly, not with excitement but disbelief, as if kindness was something she wasn't used to receiving. As they waited, Daniel asked her simple questions about school, her favorite color, her teddy bear's name. Slowly, her voice grew a little stronger. She told him her teddy bear was named Mr. Buttons, and that her favorite color was yellow because it felt like sunshine even when it rains. Daniel smiled for the first time that evening, a small but genuine smile. It had been a while since he felt something like that. When the food arrived, Lily didn't immediately reach for it. She looked at him first, as if asking for permission. Daniel nodded. "Go ahead," he said gently. That's when she took her first bite, careful and slow, like she was trying to make it last forever. Daniel noticed the way she ate, not rushed, not greedy, just grateful, and something about that broke him a little inside. After a few minutes, Daniel stood up and walked toward the woman at the counter. "You don't have to worry about the bill," he said quietly. The woman looked at him, her eyes filling with tears she could no longer hide. "I didn't know what else to do," she whispered. "I told her we just go home, but she was so hungry." Daniel nodded. "You're doing your best," he replied. "Sometimes that's all anyone can do." He paid for the meal, but something inside him told him it wasn't enough. Before leaving, he handed the waitress a folded note. "Give this to them after I go," he said. Then he returned to the booth, gave Lily a gentle smile, and said, "Take care of Mr. Buttons, okay?" She nodded, her mouth full but her eyes shining with something new hope. Daniel stepped out into the rain, pulling his jacket tighter around him. For the first time in a long while, the weight on his chest felt a little lighter. Back inside, the waitress approached the table and handed the note to Lily's mother. With trembling hands, she opened it. Inside was a simple message. "No child should ever feel hungry. This is just a small start." Along with it was some cash, enough to cover meals for several days. The woman broke down completely, tears falling freely now. She pulled Lily close, holding her tightly, and Lily, still holding Mr. Buttons, whispered, "Mom, he's nice." That night, 3 lives changed in ways none of them fully understood yet. Daniel went home and hugged his son a little tighter. Lily went asleep with a full stomach and a lighter heart, and her mother found a small piece of strength she thought she had lost. Sometimes, it doesn't take much to change someone's world. Not grand gestures, not perfect solutions, just one moment of kindness at the right time. And if this story touched your heart even a little, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because stories like this remind us that even in the darkest moments, humanity still shines.